Boosie, your boy don't know how to fight. Neither do that T.I. little yellow mother. Long hair.
Charleston White runs his mouth for clicks, but this time he picked the wrong family. When you drag Boosie's son into the mix, it's no longer jokes, it's personal.
And Boosie ain't no mother killer. You can slap Boosie and that bitch do nothing. Little Boosie, that don't do nothing. Boosie ain't had a fight with nobody. That you punch him in the nose to death because he a diabetic.
The internet lit up, fathers stepped in, stick around, because what started as online comedy is now looking like a storm that could turn real. That's Charleston White running his mouth the way he always does. Loud, reckless, and daring somebody to clap back.
Your boy don't know how to fight. Neither do that T.I. little yellow mother. Long hair freak. That little don't know how to fight either.
See, Charleston's whole game is built on chaos. He finds a target, throws out wild insults, and feeds off the reaction. That's his playbook. And for a long time, it worked because people couldn't look away. But when he started aiming at Boosie...
Who got my son arrested?
You said Charleston White went on the record?
I don't know, man. I don't fuck with Charleston White.
The energy felt different. This wasn't just another name to clown. This was somebody who's never been shy about defending his own. And Charleston knew exactly what he was doing. He mocked Boosie's toughness, called him soft, even said a punch to the nose could take him out. He's
You can't give him no black eye. He'll die.
diabetic. You can't give him no black eye. He'll die. Disrespectful words broadcast to the world. To Charleston, it was a comedy. To everyone else, it sounded like he was begging for trouble. Because here's the truth. Boosie doesn't play about his people, especially not his family. And while Charleston grinned for the cameras, the rest of the culture could feel it. This wasn't going to end like all the other jokes. Something heavier was on the horizon.
The threat to my success. Charleston White. He ain't hiding. Charleston White gonna get your ass locked up.
Charleston White wasn't satisfied just clowning Boosie. Nah, he had to take it further. And that's when things got dangerous. Because jokes about a man's career, you can shrug those off, but once you drag his kids into the fire, it's a whole different story.
Ain't trying to have no man calling no DAs on and all this on me. That's real shit.
Charleston bragged online, talking slick about Tootie Raw, Boosie's son. He even hinted at being the reason Tootie got in trouble, like it was some kind of game. To Charleston, it was all content. To Boosie, it was personal. At first, Boosie didn't take the bait. He stayed cool, no shouting matches online, no Instagram rants.
I ain't really got no opinion on him, because my opinion can send me to prison.
18, 19-year-old nigga would jump on me. Boy, I Trayvon Martin, that little motherfucker. I swear to God.
Nobody talk to him. Why do Boosie get all the love? As if he the killer.
He let Charleston talk, but every time Tootie's name got mentioned, the tension got heavier. You could feel it through the screen, and then it shifted. Boosie stepped in front of the camera, calm, steady, and his words landed like a hammer. Don't play with me, and don't play with mine. Leave my children out your face, boy. No yelling, no threats, just wait. That's when the internet realized this wasn't trolling anymore. This was a father drawing the line, and if you thought it was wild already, trust me, it was about to get crazier. But here's where it gets even deeper. To really understand why this beef caught fire, you gotta rewind back to when Kanye West stepped out wearing that infamous White Lives Matter shirt. The culture went crazy. Some defended him, some blasted him, but nobody stayed quiet. And right in the middle of it all was Boosie Badazz. He was one of the loudest voices, calling Kanye out for disrespecting the black community and turning a movement into a fashion stunt. His words echoed what a lot of people were already feeling. But instead of standing with Boosie, Charleston White flipped. He mocked him, said Boosie had no right to criticize Ye, called him a hypocrite, and painted him as a man desperate for attention.
Facing 15. Homie, don't you know he got a turd in his ass? Because those 5 murders.
Why would he slap Kanye West, a man with biracial white children?
From that moment, Charleston found his new obsession. Every time Kanye made headlines, Charleston dragged Boosie's name back into the mix. And the more Charleston talked, the clearer it became. This wasn't random trolling. This was strategy, a way to keep his name buzzing while keeping Boosie locked in his spotlight. So,
Embracing the concept and the notion that black and white lives matter.
but while the culture argued over Kanye, Charleston had already found his golden ticket, and it was about to take this feud somewhere darker. And that's not all. Charleston didn't just stop with Boosie. He turned his sights on another rap legend, T.I. It gets crazier because Charleston didn't only go at tip, he went straight for his son, King Harris.
If your boy jump on me, y'all will bury that yellow motherfucker. I shoot him right in his goddamn throat.
That's where things really started spiraling. He laughed at King's hair, mocked his style, and called him spoiled. He claimed King was acting street when everyone knew he grew up rich. He even predicted jail was waiting in the young man's future.
Don't play with mine. Leave my motherfucking children out your motherfucking face, boy.
To Charleston, it was all jokes. To the world, it was blatant disrespect. And here's the wild part. King Harris didn't let it slide. He jumped on Instagram Live.
Why, you was a bitch, boy. Man, we was about to whoop your ass when you come back down here from telling. I can see you had a soft up.
Firing back with raw emotion, letting Charleston know that if they ever crossed paths, it wouldn't be words, it'd be action. That clip blew up instantly, replayed thousands of times. Fans argued, was King reckless or was he simply standing tall for his name? But then came the breaking point. T.I. himself stepped in.
It's gonna be for something. It's gonna be for something. I don't play no police game, man.
Like Boosie, Ty made it clear he wasn't letting anyone disrespect his bloodline.
Life is real, bro. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke. This shit ain't no motherfucking game.
His message was simple, family first, and Charleston had crossed the wrong line. So now, it wasn't just Charleston versus Boosie. It was Charleston against two legends and their sons. And the internet, they couldn't look away. And if you're locked into this story so far, make sure you smash that subscribe button right now. Because trust me, this drama isn't slowing down anytime soon, and you don't want to miss what happens next. But wait, it didn't stop there. By the time Charleston had both Boosie and T.I. fired up, the whole feud had turned into something bigger than rap beef. And here's the thing, every single clip went viral. Charleston running his mouth, millions of views, Boosie responding, shared everywhere, T.I. defending King, non-stop reposts. The internet was eating it up like it was a live soap opera. Then came King Harris's Instagram Live. That one clip alone kept fans buzzing. Some said he was reckless, handing Charleston exactly what he wanted. Others praised him, saying he stood up like a real one. Either way, the debate kept the fire burning hotter. And don't forget about Tootie Raw. Even though he didn't speak out much, his name was the spark that forced Boosie to finally deliver that chilling warning. Tootie became a symbol, proof of just how far Charleston had crossed the line. So now, this wasn't just about trolling. This was about fathers and sons standing together, defending their names while the culture watched every move. And the craziest part, the more serious it got, the more people tuned in. What started as internet comedy had turned into a cultural spectacle no one could turn off. And just when you thought Charleston might back down, he turned it up even more, because instead of slowing down, Charleston laughed louder. He reminded everyone of his so-called ace card. If a rapper touches me, I'll call the police. That's his shield, the reason he feels free to say whatever he wants. But here's the twist, this wasn't just clever trolling anymore. This was Charleston baiting. If they stayed silent, he claimed victory. If they responded, he got more clicks. Either way, he won. At least, that's how he saw it. Still, the vibe was changing. Fans weren't laughing the same way. The jokes didn't land the same. Boosie's calm warning and T.I.'s steady words showed this wasn't about clout, it was about respect, pride, and family. And here's where it gets serious. Charleston kept treating it like entertainment, but for Boosie and T.I., this was real life. Their sons' names weren't content, their families weren't punchlines. So while Charleston kept smiling into the camera, the tension underneath kept growing heavier, and the internet knew it was only a matter of time before this game stopped being a game. And here's where the story takes another turn. The kids themselves stepped into the spotlight, because while Charleston was clowning for views, King Harris and Tootie Raw weren't just going to sit back quietly. They became part of the fight. First up, King Harris. He jumped on Instagram Live with raw energy, calling Charleston out directly. No filters, no soft talk. He told him straight up, if they ever crossed paths, it wouldn't be pretty. That live went everywhere. People clipped it, shared it, and replayed it like a heavyweight showdown. But here's the split. Half the fans said King was reckless, feeding Charleston the attention he craved. The other half, they respected it. They said he showed heart, standing tall for his name. Either way, King wasn't just a background character anymore. He was front and center in the chaos. Then there's Tootie Raw. He didn't go live. He didn't need to. His silence spoke louder than words, because he was the reason Boosie finally delivered that chilling warning. Tootie became the symbol of the line Charleston had crossed, the point where trolling turned into pure disrespect. So now, it wasn't just Boosie and T.I., it was fathers and sons united in this feud. And the internet, they couldn't stop watching. And if you're rocking with this breakdown so far, hit that subscribe button right now, because this story isn't slowing down. And the next twist, it hits even harder. And this is where the whole vibe shifted. It stopped being about rap beef and started being about fatherhood, because when Boosie looked into the camera and said, don't play with me and don't play with mine, leave my children out your face, boy, that wasn't just a rapper talking. That was a father laying down the law. No screaming, no threats, just raw weight behind every word. And here's the key, people felt felt it. Fans online weren't just hearing Boosie, they were feeling the truth in his tone. It wasn't about streams, it wasn't about headlines, it was about blood. Then came T.I. echoing the same energy. He wasn't protecting King's image as an artist, he was protecting King as his son. That move earned instant respect across the culture because it showed that before anything else, T.Y. is a father first. So what started as Charleston White running his mouth turned into a lesson about respect, pride, and family honor. And in hip-hop, in the streets, in life, those are things you don't gamble with. And if Charleston thought it was still a game, he was about to find out just how serious this had become. And the internet? Man, the internet turned this feud into a full-blown debate. On one side, you had people calling Charleston a genius troll. They said he knew exactly what he was doing, stirring chaos, baiting legends, and cashing in on clicks. To them, Boosie and T.I. were falling right into his trap by responding. But here's the flip side. Plenty of folks weren't laughing. They said Charleston had gone way too far. Jokes about a man's career? Fine. Disrespecting his lifestyle? Cool, whatever. But dragging kids into it? That's where the line got crossed. Fans said, you can talk about rap all day, but you don't mention someone's children. And then there was King Harris's Instagram Live. Some viewers thought King played right into Charleston's hands, giving him even more spotlight. Others argued King did exactly what he was supposed to do, stand up for himself and show he's not scared of anyone. That clip alone had the internet split in half. So now the story wasn't just about Charleston versus rappers. It became a bigger question. Is this clout chasing genius or dangerous disrespect? And no matter which side you were on, one thing was clear. This didn't feel like jokes anymore. The tension was real. And here's the part that makes this whole thing different. This isn't just another internet circus. This is a powder keg waiting to blow. Charleston kept laughing, doubling down, acting untouchable. He bragged about how rappers couldn't touch him without risking jail. Like that made him invincible. To him, it was win-win. If they stayed quiet, he claimed victory. If they clapped back, he went viral. But here's the problem. Boosie and T.I. weren't talking like entertainers. They were talking like fathers. And when fathers draw a line, that's not about clout. That's about family. That's about honor. That's about respect. And the culture felt it. The tone had shifted from comedy to tension. People weren't laughing anymore. They were watching, waiting, asking how long before words turn into something real. Because here's the truth. In hip-hop, in the streets, in life, there are lines you don't cross. And Charleston crossed them when he brought kids into the fire. So now, the question isn't whether Charleston will keep talking. We know he will. The real question is, when somebody finally decides enough is enough, what happens then? And trust me, the way this feud is building, that answer might come sooner than anybody expects.